Hello students, today's class is on job description. It's a concept of our performance management system subject, and today we're going to discuss over it only. So first we're going to have a look over how we're going to have discuss the points over this particular PPT. So first one is introduction, definition, then we're going to discuss about the importance, content, then how to write job description, the purpose of job description and the uses of job description, and last we are going to discuss about advantages and disadvantages. So we're going to now start that PPT. Uh, Introduction. The data collected through job analysis provides the basis for preparing job description and job specifications. Job description is a written description of a job and the types of duties it includes. Since there is no standard format for job description, they tend to vary in appearance and content from one organization to another. So, as per this particular definition or an introduction of a job description is a kind of, you can say, written description where through job analysis, whatever the data collected, based on that, the organizations are trying to make a particular format about a particular job description, under which they have defined the various duties that a particular employee should perform under that particular responsibility, right? So this is overall about the job description. Why it is important that job description should be very much accurate and effective, because if a particular job description is not defined in a very specific way, then what happens, the one particular employee that to whom that job description is going to be assigned, or that job is going to be assigned, then for them it is quite difficult to understand what exactly the job is, right? So the next one is, however, most job descriptions will contain at least three parts: are the job title, the job identification section, and the job duties section. If the job specifications are not prepared as a separate document, they are usually stated in the concluding sections of the job description. Highlight in HRM uh, shows a job description for an HR employment assistant. So here, job description is basically, although as per our last slide, it is clearly mentioned in that slide that there is no standard format for the job description. It's vary from company to company, but still every job description at least have three specific parts, like first one, the job title, the second one is the job identification section, and the third one, a job duties section. So what exactly the job title is of, like for example sales manager, for example supervisor, technical supervisor, like there's a title will be there, under which what kind of the job that identified that particular responsibilities, that should be clearly mentioned there, and what kind of duties that the particular employee has to perform, that is going to be clearly mentioned under that job specification, right? Job specifications are not prepared as a separate document. This is not going to prepare a separate document, but it is a part of that particular section where HRM or human resource management describe a particular information for a particular employment assistant, right? Then the sample of job descriptions includes both job duties and job specifications and should satisfy most of the job information's needs of managers who must recruit, interview, and orient a new employee. So job description is basically a very helpful for the managers whenever they're going to recruit, interview, or orient a new employee, because it's clearly mentioned what exactly that job duties should be and what kind of different specifications will be there that that employee is going to perform. So based on that, the managers have trying to get the informations about the employee, about the particular person, those have applying for that jobs, and based on that information, managers have able to recruit and interview and orient a new employee. Job descriptions are of value to both the employees and employer. From the employee standpoint, job descriptions can be used to help them to learn their job duties and remind them of the results they are expected to achieve. So, as per this particular paragraph, the job descriptions is very important for both employees also and for the employer also. Why it is important for the employees? Because it's clearly, you can say, uh, able to employees to understand what exactly the job is. It means that what kind of different duties that they should have to perform, right? So that is the major issue here, job description. So in today's class we're going to have understand that what exactly the meaning of job description, how it is helpful for them, for the employers, to make them, to make the job more effective, right? Because the more the clear the points or the duties or the, or you can say the specifications of the job to the employee, the better for them to perform in a particular job, right? Because if you as an individual, if you as an employee have more clarity over that what exactly your job duties are, then it is more better, or it is more easier for you to uh, perform or to give the better results that are expected from the management, right? Then, from the employer's standpoint of view, written job descriptions can serve as a basis for minimizing the misunderstandings that occur between the managers and their subordinates concerning the job requirements. So, whenever this job description is more specific and more detailed one, then it is very easier for the employers to understand what exactly they have, they what exactly their employees should have to do. So their expectation from the job, from their employees, is very clear, right? There's a very less chances for misunderstanding, because managers know what exactly they want or what exactly their subordinates should have to perform, right? So when that clarity will be there, it is very easier for the managers to understand the things, right? They also establish management's right to take corrective actions when the duties covered by the job descriptions are not performed as required. So whenever you are in any job, and if you have not in a position to perform exactly as per the job description details, then what happens? The management have a right to correct you, because as an employee, they already told you, they already conveyed you about the clarity of the job description. They know, they know that you as an employee have all the knowledge about your duties through job description. So you know what exactly the job duties are, and if you are not going to perform as per the requirement of that particular job, then the management has the right to take a corrective actions towards a particular employee. So job description is very helpful for the organizations if it is clearly mm, conveyed to the employees, and due to that clarity, employees also can able to perform well, and due to that clarity, even the employers also able to understand that whether their employees are working effectively or not, right? So this is all about job description. Now we're going to have discussed the definition of job description. A job description typically as a narrative that identifies that uh, a job title, right? A brief summary of the job, A description of essential job tasks and duties, and all or some of the following elements: that what, where, when, and how tasks are done, what equipment, machines are or tools are used, right? So as per this definition that is on your screen, it is clearly understandable that what exactly the job description is, because it's what exactly, as per that, as per this definition, what exactly the meaning of job description is. It is a typical narrative of narrative, in the sense it is clearly described, it is clearly conveyed or detailed in a particular document, that what exactly the job title of that particular job. It means that job title in the sense sales manager, technical supervisor, area manager. So that title will be there, and a brief summary of the job, in the sense what exactly you should have to perform under that job. That is a brief summary of the job. It means that you, for example, if you have an area manager, so what exactly you have to do, you have to take care of the different distributors of your territory. You have to take care of the sales of that territory. You have to take care of the uh, different sales representatives of that territory. You have to be continuously monitoring their performance of the particular representatives of the territory. So everything is briefly summarized under that job description, that what exactly that particular manager or a employee has to perform. So it is a job title, then it's a brief summary of the job, and a description of essential job tasks and duties, right? So summary in the sense what exactly that job is, uh, for what purpose the job is. And then, for example, if you have a sales manager, then you have to be take care of the sales. Then what is your job task? You task in the sense, for example, if I am a sales manager, so what the task I should have to perform? First, I should have to visit each and every territory of my particular area. For example, if I have a three states, for example, if I have a Telangana, also if I have a Karnataka, if I have a Tamil Nadu, so I have to visit each and every state in my 30 days of plan. And I have to be take care of this different distributors in a particular state. So it's my task, job task. And what exactly the duties is, means you have to be take care of your sales. You have to be in coordination with the distributors. You have to be develop the relations between with the distributors. So everything is clearly uh, mentioning under that job description. Or in other way, it's what, where, what you should have to do, where you have to do, and when you have to do, and how you have to do the job task. What means your job task, where means in which area you have to perform, when means when you have to do this job, up to what your target is there, right? When, right? You have 1 month, you have 1 year, right? That is when. From when, and how means what are different kinds of tools will be there through which you can able to perform your task. And then what equipment, machines or tools are used. If you are there in an organization, if you are working in any of the production company, then as an employee, what different kinds of equipment you can able to use, what are different kind of machines that you should have to perform over, right? What are different kinds of tools that you are going to have used under that particular job responsibilities. Then minimum skills and qualifications required to perform the job, supervision and direction for the position, it is mentioning under that particular job description. How the job interacts with the customers, fellow workers or others, that is also mentioned under that. Then job procedures related to the job, job procedures in the sense what are different kinds of you can say activities that you should have to perform, or you should have to do under that job, that is job procedures. Communication requirements means to whom you have to report, to whom you have to connect with, if you have any kind of requirement related to your job, right? other informations are required to appropriately define the job. So these all points that are basically mentioned under job description. Specifically, that minimum skills and qualifications are the very important part that constitutes the job description, right? Because uh, this is the part where the managers can able to recruit a better talent for their organization. If these minimum skills and qualifications are betterly defined under job description, then the managers have more more you can say have a more ability to perform, also to recruit a better uh, employee for the organization, right? So these are all about another important concept about the job description. Job description, it's a broad, general, and written statement of a specific job based on the findings of job analysis that I already told you earlier. Also, whenever what exactly job analysis is? Job analysis is means what? An analysis that performed to know exactly what that job is, right? For example, if you are a manager of the of an organization, and if you want to define any job responsibilities or the job description for your subordinates, then first what should have to do? You have to analyze that how the work of a particular person can impact it upon the organizational output. So you have to clearly defining that what the responsibilities and duties of a particular employee that holds that job, right? That holds that job title. So it's all comes after a job analysis. Job analysis is a very important part for any organization because it tells that what exactly the duties and performances required for that particular job, right? That is here also mentioned. It is generally includes duties, purpose, responsibilities, scope, and working conditions of a job along with the job's title, right? So the title is mentioning there. For example, I already told you right now. For example, if you are a technical supervisor, if you have a team leader, so what exactly your duties? You have to perform the task on time. That is your duty. You have to take care of your subordinates. That is your duty. The purpose means you should have to work effectively to achieve a target for the organization. That is purpose. Responsibilities means what exactly you are responsible for. If something is uh, you are responsible for effective uh, effective working of your team. You are responsible for online you are responsible for on time delivery of products to your to customer. You are responsible for achieving a target for the organization. So these are all. Scope means what are different kinds of areas where you can able to perform. What is your scope? Okay. Then, and working conditions of the job also, so you have to that also take care of. Then, along with job titles and the name or designations of the person to whom the employees report. So uh, job description is also very important to understand that to whom you have to report. For example, if you are doing any work, if you are doing your performance, if you are doing your duties, then to whom you have to report that what exactly you should have to do, right? And how much you have to do, right? So that is the uh, reporting to the particular person in an organization. Then job descriptions usually forms the basis of job specifications. So specifications in the sense, specifications when you are detailing something, that is the specification. And job description is basically makes a basis of job specification, right? Now, what is the importance of that job description? All employees like to know what is expected of them and how they will be evaluated. Job descriptions can also be a great value to employers. Creating a job description often results in a thought process that helps determine how critical the job is and how this particular job relates to others, and identify the characteristics needed by a new employee filling the role. So one by one, we're going to have discussed the sentences over this paragraph. So first one is what all employees like to know what is expected of them and how they will be evaluated. So that is the major thing that uh, the managers or as an employee that they should have to know. For example, if you are going to have join any organization in the future, then first thing that you should have to know is what exactly the management is expected from you. If it is totally clear to you that what is the expectation of management or your seniors from you or your manager from you, then it is quite easier for you to perform well in the organization. If it is not clear to you that what you should have to do, what exactly they have required from you, what exactly they expected from you, then what happened that that dilemma or that the things that are not clear to you can create a problem for the organization also and for employee also, because employee, if they don't know what exactly their expectation of management, then you are not able to work in a particular direction. Then you become like a directionless, right? And how they will be evaluated. And the second important point is what? How they will be evaluated. For example, if you have did very well, if you have performed very well, it means that you know what exactly the management is expected from you. But after that all efforts and your hard work, if you have not properly evaluated in the sense, if no one have able to understand that what exactly you have performed in the organization, what kind of hard work you are doing in the organization, and if it is not recognizable, then it's create a problem for you, right? And for the management also. So that is why this first point is very important to understand, that in any of the organization, it clears the employees that what exactly the management is expected from them, and also clear them that yes, if you have achieved this thing that we expected as a management, then you will going to have got a definite promotion, or you're going to have get a definite increment. So if that evaluation process, if that how you're going to have evaluated, if you know that also, then it will become more easier for you to perform well in the organization, right? Then second sentence, job descriptions can also be a great value to employers, right? Exactly, because if it is clear, then it is quite easier for the employers to take a effective work from the employees, right? Then creating a job description often results in a thought process that helps to determine how critical the job is, how this particular job relates to others, and identify the characteristics need by a new employee filling that role. So job description is often a kind of thought process, often results in thought process. Means, for example, if you have clearly mentioning the job descriptions to your employees, then it is quite easier for them to effectively work in the organization. By by helps them to determine how critical the job is. Means that criticality of the jobs can be easily understandable by the employees, because they are, if it is clearly mentioning, if job description is clearly conveyed to the employees, then the employees become more responsible, because they know what exactly they are for in that organization, right? To determine, help determine how critical the job is. They know that what how critical the job is, and if they know how the critical the job is, then they become more performable in the organization. Then how this particular job relates to others. For example, if any of the organization, if you're going to hold any position, then your position will never become independent. You are not exclusively work, you are basically have a responsibility that affects your surrounding also. Every department affects by your work, right? So Job description is basically helps the employee to understand that how their job is relates to others job also. So if they know that if I'm not going to have work effectively, then my work can be disastrous for others also. If I'm not going to perform well, then it could be disastrous for others also that relates to me. And if I know this point that my work is affected the others works also, then definitely I will become more responsible, right? And then identify the characteristics needed by a new employee filling the roles. And another important part is what if any of the new employee is going to join any organization, then it is easier for them to fill that role effectively uh, in the future, or they are trying to identify the different characteristics that exactly needed for that particular role or that particular employee or job, right? Now then continue the job descriptions typically outlines the necessary skills, training, and educations needed by potential employees. It will spell out duties and responsibilities of the job. Once a job description is prepared, it can be served a basis for interviewing candidates, orienting a new employee, and finally in the evaluation of the job performance. Using job description is a part of good management. So as per this paragraph, the first sentence is what? A job description typically outlines the necessary skills, training, and education needed by a potential employee. So if that job description is clearly mentioned, then the management is able to understand that what different kinds of skills are necessary for that job, right? For example, if you have joined any organization as an area sales manager, then what kind of skills that you should have? It means that you should have a leadership skills, you should have a better communication skills, right? That organization should have to know. So based on that, they're going to have recruit the better employees for the organization. And then training, it means that once you're going to have join an organization, then what kind of training that a manager should require to perform effectively in the organization, and what kind of educations they should have. It means that whether we need a MBA or we need a plain graduate for the area manager. So based on that, we're going to have uh, able to get the knowledge about the education also that needed for the